I feel the need for the Nice Guys on Business podcast. Need an education on how to grow your business? The Nice Guys are here to help. Learn about great customer service, networking, and how just being nice can help you prosper. Now, here are your hosts, Doug Sandler and Strickland Bonner.
Hey, Nice Guy community, welcome back. I know you all have been very excited to wait and hear about the Geico experience, the Southwest update, and the Amazon.com purchase of the week. But before we get to that, my name is Strickland Bonner. On the other side of the mic, Mr. Doug Sandler.
Hi-oh. You remember when, you remember Ed McMahon? You remember Ed McMahon, right?
Of course.
He used to do the whole hi-oh thing, right?
Yeah.
Any other side? Can you name another sidekick?
Andy Richter from Conan O'Brien.
Oh, really good. Okay. I was thinking like even from The Tonight Show, they had Doc Severinsen and Tommy Newsom.
Well, but wow, you are totally dating yourself. Now, they were the band leaders.
Yeah, I know. But when Ed wasn't available, which was rare, but when he wouldn't be available, Tommy Newsom sometimes filled in at the band and Doc Severinsen filled in at the desk, right?
You know, it is interesting because that was... You know, Johnny started the whole Ed McMahon sidekick thing, right? And then there's Andy Richter. And I think around the time of those talk shows, there were probably other people that were sidekicks, but he always did talk to Doc Severinsen. And it looks like the trend has gone that way. When you think about the ones that are out nowadays, right? You got like Stephen Colbert, you got Jimmy Kimmel, you got Jimmy Fallon. Those guys don't have sidekicks, but they all shoot the shit with their band leaders.
Yeah, their band leader. Like who? Jimmy Fallon. Is it the Roots?
Jimmy Fallon is the Roots, right?
Okay, so who is? So Ellen is the DJ guy. I don't know his name.
Yeah, I don't watch Ellen that much, but Stephen Colbert is. I just had it in my head.
Okay, that's all right.
Something. Yeah, but he does the same thing.
All right, who was? I'm trying to remember. What was Paul's last name from
Paul
Letterman?
Schaefer and Letterman.
Paul Schaefer was there, of course, and. Let's see. You had Batman had Robin, right?
Well, now you're back to sidekicks thing again. So anyway, was there a point to this? We don't want to get off on too much of a tangent on this.
No,
we do have things to talk about.
It's a great tangent to get. Did we even introduce ourselves yet? Did we do that?
Yeah, I did that. Yeah.
Are you? Oh yeah, I went hi-oh. That's what
right.
started. That's what started it all. Famous duos where one had a lead. That's a good question. Famous duos where one had a lead.
Okay, so that'll be our post on the Nice Guy community today, Thursday, that, on Tuesday we posted.
We're not going to remember.
I'll put it in the show notes here. I'll remind myself. So on Tuesday we had masturbation songs and today is sidekicks.
I'm not sure which one of these, now, we, Nice Guy community, you may not realize this. I'm sure you don't know this because we have not made a big deal out of this at all. But the Nice Guys on Business podcast has been selected to be a headliner show for the C-Suite radio network. So there's going to be 15 shows out of hundreds, potentially thousands. So 15 we're going to be spotlighted, highlighted, and showcased. I'm not sure that I think the episodes, the Tuesdays and Thursday shows, Strick, I'm not sure we're going to be able to put those on.
We're going to have to get advice from Jeffrey Hazlett on that one, I think.
Yeah. I think, I don't even know if I'm going to ask him the question. I think we're just going to give him the Mondays and Friday, just the interview shows. Mm-hmm. And maybe with the intros, maybe a little bit censored also.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe I'll just give him the okay. We should do a whole new show, the C-Suite Club show.
Well, no, the interviews are all pretty, mainstream, not offensive,
Except for the dominatrix thing and the dating thing.
Every once in a while we get a little outrageous. But come on, even C-suite guys need to.
I know. They need to loosen up a little bit. We're going to be like the court jesters of the C-Suite radio network, I think.
Okay, I'm all right with that.
That's okay. I'm all right with that too. No, I'm fine. I'm fine with that. Okay, what did we officially say that we were going to cover anything in this show?
We did. We're going to talk about your well, you know what? So we don't get off on the tangent too soon. Let's talk about the Amazon purchase of the week. Yeah. So we do have a link on our show notes to Amazon.com, and that link is it's an affiliate link. So if you use that, if you click there to shop on Amazon.com, then we get a little commission. We appreciate it. It helps support the show. We would really appreciate it. So, this week on Amazon.com, we have a few people that bought a few products. Wow. Hey, look, somebody bought How Big Is Your Butt?
Really?
Yeah, I love it.
Excellent. So that means that you did exactly what you said you were going to do, which is you put the Amazon link to the book in the show notes using our Amazon link.
Exactly. And by the way, this was How Big Is Your Butt is the book from our interview from last Friday, which was, I had it right here in front of me.
Is it Renee Brent?
Exactly. Renee Brent. Yeah.
Good. Boy, see, I don't even need my OneNote up. I remembered that all by myself.
That's good.
I have a, hold on. Let me see if I can find your, hold on. You just keep talking for a second. Hold on.
So How Big Is Your Butt from Renee Brent. Discover how to let, hang on, I got to pull it up now. Discover how to let go of blocks and move forward in your life. Big dreams, little butts. And How Big Is Your Butt is B-U-T, not like B-U-T-T. And by the way, that's the good news is that's our listener purchase of the week. The bad news is that it was a 99-cent book, and so we got 4 cents in revenue. Our total revenue for the week is $2.12.
Hey, $2.12.
Well, the other item that was sold, and hey, Amazon purchase of the week. There's so many hundreds of them. We have to pick one. No, there are only 2. So we're going to pick both, right? The other one is the Hospitality Heavenly Microfiber Goose Down Alternative Overstuffed Mattress Pad and Topper. And to that, I would say, by the way, just to let you guys know, we see the product. We do not see who bought the product. So if you're buying something weird, you don't have to worry about it. Anonymity is there. But for the Hospitality Heavenly Microfiber Goose Down, thank you, Sonny.
Why? How do you know?
I'm guessing it was Sonny. Well, Sonny does all her shopping with our link, and Sonny, we love you so much. Can't tell you how much we appreciate it.
No, we so appreciate Sonny and everybody else, and the other one that purchased something this week. But it's not always Sunny though, because I know that Mar and Prash shop through the link as well, and I also know that Stephanie Sursland has. I think she's made a purchase through the link.
Well,
you know what?
Appreciate them all.
En masse, we thank the Nice Guy community for supporting the Amazon link. We appreciate that. If everybody could actually just buy one thing this week, that would be great.
Because we know you're shopping on Amazon. Everybody shops on Amazon.
Oh my gosh, this is the season, Strick. It's like. If everybody would just make one Christmas purchase through the Amazon link on our site, we actually could make like $20 or $30.
It'd be great. We would love that.
I love it. We just so everybody knows, we have not yet spent a cent of any of the money that was put in there.
Well, it's only because we haven't gotten a check yet.
Yeah, that's what I was getting to.
Every month I get an email from Amazon that says, hey, want to let you know we just sent checks out. So if you earned in this last pay period, this last month, then you should be expecting a check. I get that every month, and every month we don't get a check. Because you have to hit a certain limit.
We are eagerly waiting.
You have to earn at least $100 total.
Yeah.
And so far cumulative, from the time we've started doing this, $46. That's over 11 months.
You know what? I think that's really good, Strick. When it gets to be $100, I think that we should
go out to dinner.
Or something.
Yeah.
Or you take it. This podcast costs you so much more money. I think it costs me more time, but it costs you more money. And that there's a I don't know. I just hate laying out money. So for me,
it's all good, but it does. But you know what's interesting? I'm thinking about a side hustle that I'm going to start.
Oh, do you want to share that with the community?
We talked about it a little bit, and I don't want to get into detail yet because I haven't set anything up. But we've put out 260 some episodes, right?
Yeah, and that must mean that you're really good at putting episodes together.
Well, and that's it. I realize that I really enjoy doing the audio editing and the production. Anna helps with the show notes, but all this stuff it comes easy to me, and I really enjoy it. And so I started thinking, well, are there other podcasters that need this service? So I did a little search, and there are a lot of companies out there that are producing podcasts where they basically say, hey, you give us your recording and we'll turn a raw recording into a podcast and do the show notes and do all the other stuff and post it onto Libsyn for you and get it out there. And it's like, well, shit, there are companies that are doing this. I could make money doing this for other people. I would really enjoy that. And I would love to hear other podcasts, because if I'm doing production on other podcasts, we might get some great ideas of things that would improve our show too.
Well, and you also have the great relationships with companies like, people like Steve O'Brien. You have a great voiceover guy in Steve. You have relationships with Interview Connections and Interview Valet. And I probably have I'm looking at my what you would consider my Rolodex contacts. I bet I have 40 publicists and PR companies and publishers that end up sending us people that want to be on podcasts. So they also have, that means they also have relationships with other podcasts too.
Oh yeah. And a lot of people that we interview do their own podcasts also.
A lot of people have their own podcasts. Plus, we know other podcasters just in general because we're in this community. I think it would be I think it would be a great fit. I think part of it though is having to have the marketing oomph behind you, because while you're good at it, you're really good at it. People just don't know about it. It's kind of like everything else. You just gotta figure out if that's an angle or a direction that you want to go. I hope that it would be great just to have a couple of clients doing that. You could make some good money.
Yeah, no, I think Facebook community, or Nice Guy community, do me a favor, post on Facebook if you have a podcast. Let's say if you were a listener and you have a podcast, post something on Facebook and say, hey, I have a podcast. I might be interested in that service, or just reach out to us. That'd be cool. I'd like to know.
I haven't heard from Joshua Lyle Johnson in quite some time, and he had the Joshua Lyle Johnson podcast.
I don't know if he's still a listener because I haven't heard from him in a while either. He did stop doing the podcast, and that was because he was focusing on some other things. He had some apps that he was working on and his own company doing website design, but haven't heard from him in a while either. Hey, maybe he could call you on Monday or Wednesday or anytime, as you said.
103406861. That's the number.
People could call anytime this week, right?
Yeah, this is the number. Dialing for Doug is every day this week at 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Feel free to call.
There you go. So JLJ, call and let us know what's going on, man. We miss you. If you're still listening.
How about Ashley Taylor Yanello?
That was been a really long time that we had some conversations with her for about 2 weeks or 3 weeks, and then it was gone.
I'm going to look her up.
I'm going to look her up too and see if she's actually still recording her podcast.
I wonder if she is. I don't know.
If she's still a listener. I don't know. Ashley Taylor Yanello. This is, by the way, this is as tight as it gets. For those of you listeners who are new, this is pretty much how, hey, let's look this up. Okay, hang on, everybody, while we look this up.
Interesting.
Yanello. What? How do you even spell her last name?
I don't know, but Ashley, if you are still doing your podcast, you really should talk to us, because we have some ideas about some cover art ideas, because your cover art is a picture of you every time. Ashley, you need to.
But isn't ours just our logo? Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah.
Very true. Hey, Strick, I want to share an experience that I had with Geico, just because it was a very interesting experience, and I'd like to get some feedback from you and see what you think about it, and see what the Nice Guy community thinks about it also, because it was very interesting. Indeed.
Actually, before we jump into that, just real quick. Real Talk with Ashley. That was her podcast, right?
Yeah.
It is now daily, and she is on episode 252. So she is about ready to surpass us in number of episodes.
She is a beast, Ashley Taylor Yanello. Way to go, girl. Does she still have episodes like 10 minutes in length?
Well, that's what I'm looking at. I don't see the time on here. Now, they all, of course, have the red E for explicit, because that was just her, which is great. But I'm looking, maybe you can look it up in iTunes, because I can't, it's not giving me the times on here.
What's it called? Real Talk?
Real Talk with Ashley.
Okay, I'm looking it up right now. I'm
just curious, because her episodes used to be 25, 30 minutes long.
Yeah, well, they're all over the place, but they're anywhere from 9 minutes, it looks like the shortest one, to 25 minutes. She's got this, now she does have some cool cover art. She's got it's like her walk-in, right? She's doing a mic drop.
Hey, I know, yeah, I see that. Ashley, if you are still a listener.
She's got more reviews than we have.
What? She's got 102 reviews?
102 reviews.
What the hell?
Damn. Way to go, girl.
Are the reviews good? Because I don't see the stars.
5 stars. 5 stars. She's good.
How many reviews do we have?
I don't know. Let me look. What's our show called? Nice Guys. Hold on,
I don't know if Ashley is still a listener or not, but you know what? I'm going to give it another shot, because, look, Doug, we're polite guys, right? We try to be nice. We don't want to dig on anybody. But early on in the show, she rambled. I mean, it just wasn't interesting. So if she's now done 252 of these, I'm wondering if she's kind of gotten more focused and more interesting. I want to give it another shot. And she's got 102 reviews with 5 stars.
Yeah, she's got 100 and some odd. Okay, we have 258. No, wait a minute. How many episodes do we have? 261. Why? Yeah.
So like within 2 weeks or so, 3 weeks.
No,
well, no, you know what? We're doing 5 a week. She's Well, is she doing 5 or 7 a week? I don't know. Let's take a look.
We have 200 and where the heck is our interview? 262 shows. Strick, what's really?
So she's only going to catch up 2 episodes every week because she looks like she does Saturday and Sunday too. So it may take a couple more weeks for her to catch up to us.
Okay, but Strick, I have some news about our show that we really probably should fix on iTunes.
Yeah.
We have our cover art. It's there. We have all of the episodes that are there, and then under management, and it's a management and marketing, I guess is what's called. I guess that's who it's geared towards. But then it says clean lyrics. But next to every single episode is an. I don't know why it says clean lyrics. You should get rid of that.
Lyrics.
You got to go back to your original. That could be holding us back, Strick.
I'm opening my iTunes right now, right? Like if somebody sees clean lyrics and they hear us cursing like sailors, then they're like, whatever. I'm trying to open my iTunes right now because I always put explicit ratings when they're explicit. I don't know why I wouldn't.
No, they do all come through as explicit, except for there's been 2 episodes in the last probably 50 that have not been, or maybe. Yeah, jam-packed with episode 209, jam-packed with Doug, Strickland, Dr. Karen, and Laura Cannon. How does that not have an explicit rating next to it? You know that was not right.
I don't know. My iTunes store session has expired. I don't want the iTunes store. I hate Apple. Anyway, let's get on to topics while I'm fighting with iTunes here because we don't want to bore people.
So I had an interesting experience with Geico. So in the mail 2 months ago, I received a $4 refund check from Geico. Actually, it was from Travelers. I had to buy my homeowners or my renters insurance through Travelers through Geico to get to Travelers. Anyway, because all my other policies are through Geico. Okay. Neither here nor there. So I get back a $4 or so refund check. I'm like, that's odd. Okay, but I didn't really. It's $4. I didn't really think about it. Maybe I just thought I overpaid them by a few dollars. The next month, which was last month, I got back a check for exactly what I paid them. And, the first thing that goes through my mind is what would go through
$4? You paid them $4?
No, I paid them. I pay my renter's insurance is really cheap. It's like $250 a year. Okay. So I paid them $22. It comes to like $22 or $25 a month or whatever it was. Let's just say. So I pay them monthly instead of once a year. So I paid them 2 months ago. I have been paying them all along, and I paid them 2 months ago, and I got back a refund check for $4 and change in the mail. Mm-hmm. I did not think much of it. I just took my $4 and I deposited it in the bank. I thought maybe I just overpaid them. I didn't really think about it until the next month,
right? Which
was last month. Last month, I got back a refund check for the entire amount that I had sent to them, which was $22.80. So what's the first thing that you think if you get a 100% refund back from an insurance company?
That I've been canceled.
I have been canceled. Exactly. So I'm thinking, that's weird. Why was I canceled? But it didn't say that anywhere. It just was a refund check.
Right.
So I look it up online, and they say, it says, policy canceled due to non-payment. Mm-hmm. I'm like, what the fuck? I've been paying them $22 a month since I got this policy.
Right.
So I called them and they said, yeah, you didn't pay your premium. I said, yes, I have. And they said, well, you paid it in August, but you haven't paid it since August. I said, hold on a second. I paid it in August. And then I got a bill from you for $44. Mm-hmm. And maybe I missed a month, and I apologize for missing a month, but you cancel if I missed a month? They said, no, we canceled it because you hadn't paid it since then. I said, what? I have paid it. Here, you cashed my check. As a matter of fact, you cashed most of my check. You only gave me back $4 of my money. And then the next month, when you finally sent me the entire amount back, I thought, oh, maybe my policy has been canceled. So I called them instead of just doing email. I called them, and I found out that they had canceled it for non-payment of premium, but they had been cashing my checks the entire time. So I was dealing with a guy named Patrick. Patrick is a really nice guy at Geico I originally bought my policies from. And he says, I have no idea why they did this. So he said, basically what he said to me was, let me ask you a question. Have you had any problems at all? Have you had any claims, anything like that we need that you should tell me about before I make my next statement? I said, I've had absolutely no claims. He said, I'm going to fix this. Don't worry about it. I'm going to fix it. Patrick took the entire problem, which literally probably made him no money, but he took the entire problem. He went back to Travelers and he straightened the whole thing out. He said, what we've done is they had to cancel your policy. I don't know why they canceled it. I don't even care why they canceled your policy, Doug. All I know is if you've had no claims, it doesn't matter. Let's just start you over with a new policy. I apologize. I don't know why it happened, but it just did. He just completely took a situation that could have been pretty bad, and he diffused it and made the entire situation like whatever I need to do in order to fix this, I'm going to do. So I just, hats off to Geico for giving their people some level of power to make decisions and make things happen. All he did was he fixed it. He didn't care what the reason was. It didn't really matter because I had no claim. There was no problem at all. So I just thought it was interesting, the whole situation that happened.
And it was Travelers that screwed up, not Geico, right?
Exactly.
It's so interesting because I had an experience with Geico probably a year ago, and I think we talked about it on the show, where I got into an accident with a woman, and it was totally her fault, and she had Geico insurance, and it was just the greatest car insurance experience I've ever had. And I would never think that I would have associated the word greatest with car insurance experience before. I mean, they were just incredibly helpful. It was incredibly easy. They just made it so streamlined. I mean, it was really, really impressive. Geico's doing some great things.
And just so everybody knows, we are not endorsed or affiliated with Geico in any way. This is not a product review.
Hey, but maybe we could be. They do a lot of advertising.
They totally do. And if we can get one of those stupid fucking geckos here, that'd be the best. I would like to have a gecko as a pet. I was in Florida just a couple of weeks, actually by the time this airs, about a month ago. And they have a shit ton of geckos that are all over the place.
Well, when I go down to Florida to Panama City and visit my in-laws, we see little lizards everywhere. Are those geckos?
I don't know. I thought that's what I was calling a gecko. Is that not right?
I don't know.
Those that are in the know about what a gecko is and isn't, could you please inform us? Because obviously in this product testimonial that we've been giving for Geico, we should know what a gecko is. Isn't that the whole reason why they have a gecko? That's their I've never looked this up, but if you looked up why is Geico represented by a gecko, is the reason because everybody used to call their company Gecko?
That's a good question. I would not doubt that, though.
Interesting.
Oops, wait a minute. Hold on. Are you hearing that? Hold on.
I am hearing nothing. Are you listening to Ashley Taylor Yanello's show or something?
No. I was trying to figure out what was going on with us with iTunes. And so I clicked on the Nice Guys on Business, and it actually started the episode. But I guess it just started in my ear and you didn't hear it. And trying to figure out what this whole clean lyrics thing is. But iTunes, I fucking hate it. Well, it's just not easy to navigate. I can't figure out what's going on.
You might have to also look up what's going on with maybe maybe part of the problem that we're not getting the rankings that we should be getting is we're under management and marketing. Is there another category that we should be in for?
I'll try and figure it out offline here. I hate Apple. I hate iTunes. Ugh.
Just be careful when if you reclassify what category that we're in, that it doesn't mess it up for us in Overcast, because we actually do have a really good show on Overcast.
Yeah, I know, right?
Our show on Overcast is wonderful. Our iTunes show sucks. It's the same.
Apparently,
it's the same show. All right. Well, so update us on the Southwest experience you're having.
So the quick recap of Southwest is I had an issue with Southwest where I had a flight that I'd canceled. I was looking to get the flight credit, and they said, no, you didn't cancel. You were just a no-show. And so we've canceled it, and you can't have your money back. So I called somebody, and they were going to look into it. And the woman called me back, and she said, hey, we see the funds in there. We're not sure what the problem is. And she says, we see the funds under locator number XYZ, right? And
now, how long ago was that?
Last week.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it was very quickly. They responded very quickly after I had called them personally. And she said, we see the funds there. We're not sure what the problem is. And it was funny because she was kind of like, what would you like us to do? In other words, she was incredibly apologetic to the point of thinking that I knew that they were there, but I actually maybe wanted cash back. Like I wanted a refund or something like that. Right. Again, she didn't come out and say this, but from her tone, it kind of sounded like she was like, look, if you want a refund, if you want, we'd consider that. Right.
Okay.
And I basically said, oh my gosh, you know what? Since I had booked a flight, canceled it, booked another flight and canceled it again, there were two different locator numbers, right? The one that showed that there was no credit with it was the second locator, and the credit had basically reverted back to the original locator number. So the bottom line was,
you lost me a little bit. So yeah, so they were applying something else.
I screwed up. In other words, when you say, "Hey, I want to use this flight credit," they say, "Okay, give us the locator number." So every time you book a flight, there's a locator number that is attached to that flight.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
So when I said, "Oh yeah, give me a credit on locator number 123," they said, "We don't see funds attached to locator number 123." That's how the whole thing started, right?
Okay.
Well,
right.
Apparently the funds were attached to the original locator number, XYZ.
I got you.
So she basically said, "They're there. We don't know what the problem is." And I was like, "Oh, wait a minute, but it's attached to locator XYZ, not locator 123. And she said, "Yeah." And I was like, "Oh, well, shit, that's the problem. I've been screwing up." And she was like, "Oh, okay. Well, we're all good then. Like, all you got to do is book it, and it expires in February, so you got to use it before then, but it's all good." And I was like,
"So wait, so this whole thing, user error?"
Apparently. Yep.
I love when things are your fault.
No, and once again, Southwest comes through 100%. I mean, they're a great company.
Way to what's it called? Retract
retract my original possible negative statements about an airline that I love a lot. Yep.
Yeah, we all love Southwest, and we never want ill to become of them. So it's always good when we discover that. Very similar to my feelings about Apple. If I have a problem with Apple, it's usually my problem. It's not something that Apple has created. And in this particular case, it was Strickland's fault. So that's always good. It's always good to know that. Okay. All right. That has been your Southwest update.
Yeah.
Okay. What else did we have to cover this week?
Well, there's nothing else on the official list that we need to talk about.
What's on the unofficial list? Do you have the second official?
I don't have an unofficial list except this iTunes thing I got to figure out. Maybe this is why we are not getting the downloads on iTunes. I mean, any of our listeners who subscribe on Overcast, which is most of you, as we know, we would really, really appreciate it if you would also download on iTunes. We'd appreciate it a lot. We need the help. Here's what we can talk about that's not on the list. So, our last month. So we have had great, amazing growth over the last couple of months. We almost cracked 40,000 downloads for the month in the month of, September or October? September.
October, exactly.
In November, we went down a bit.
I know.
So I'm a little nervous about that. And I don't know why. I want to make sure that we are providing an entertaining experience that is. Of course, now I don't have I'm trying to do the promise statement off the top of my head, but we're trying to provide a learning experience that is entertaining and adds value to your life. But if we're falling down on that, we don't.
Well, do you think, and I know that there's a number of people in the community, the outspoken ones that have said, no, we like the amount that you're on the air. But do you think that we're doing too much?
I don't know. We'd love to get some feedback from our listeners. And if we can't get feedback from you guys, I want to start a little sibling rivalry here. Okay.
What is the sibling rivalry?
I'm looking at our downloads here, and we have about 61% of our downloads from the United States, which means that about 38% are outside of the United States, which is really kind of exciting. So our two biggest countries that we download from outside of the United States are Canada and the UK. Yeah. Now, by the way, before we get hate mail, I understand that the UK is a number of countries grouped together. It's not actually a country, but you guys are all pretty small. So, and Libsyn groups you together. So our UK listeners comprise of 6.28% of our downloads, whereas Canada, I do have a point here. I'm getting to it. Okay. Canada is 6.13%. So basically Canada and the UK both they comprise of a little more than 6% of our total downloads. But, hey, Canada, you're falling behind a little bit. I think if you are a Canadian listener, you need to put on your toque and you need to go tell your friends about the Nice Guys on Business so you can beat the UK.
What's a toque?
A toque is a hat.
Oh, okay.
So fry up some back bacon, all right? Put on your toque, go next door, and then Canada, you tell all your friends so that you can get more downloads than the UK. And hey, UK, if you don't step up, you're going to need to do the same thing because Canada may surpass you. So get on the lift. All right. Pull out your torch if it's nighttime. Get on the lift. Get in your lorry and drive down the road, and please get some friends to subscribe.
Oh, wow. Strickland, that was awesome.
You like that?
Yeah, I did like that. How do you know all those words?
I know stupid shit. I know so much stupid shit. By the way, for those of you who don't know, the lift is an elevator. We, at least in the U.S., we call an elevator. I wouldn't be surprised if the whole rest of the world calls it a lift. So everybody, in Canada, they probably call it a lift too. I'd be curious.
That is hilarious.
A torch, that would be a flashlight, and a lorry is a truck.
Nicely done. Nicely done. All right.
And if you need to, you can put your computer into your boot of the lorry and take it down the road. The boot is the trunk.
Okay. All right. Good. Way to go. Way to go. All right.
Throw out as many UK terms as I possibly can. Dan Rice, give me some other UK terms that
he's got a ton.
The US, yeah.
He's gonna chime in on that one. He's actually doing some really cool stuff on his website. Crap, I'm losing the name of his business. But anyway, Dan Rice, who is a valuable member of the Leading From Anywhere, I think this is the name of his organization. If you have not seen any of the stuff that he does, he's got a whole bunch of social media posts that he has put together for a lot of people in his community. So you can connect with his community through our community as well. Just go over to niceshortcut.com and do that. If there's anybody still listening to these, now we're 31 minutes into the interview. Join the Nice Guy community over there, and there's many more antics that can actually go and happen. I love the stuff that I love your new lingo, Strick. That's good.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, just go to niceshortcut.com and sign up if you haven't already for the community. And Dan Rice does all of our managing of that, and he just does an amazing job. We love Dan.
And if you need somebody to start a community for you, Dan is definitely the mind. What's it called? The mind, not mindset. Mastermind.
The mastermind, yeah.
Yeah, behind all that stuff. All right, Strick, I got shit to do. You got shit to do. I got to get out of here. You want to get out of here too?
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't want to say it like, hey, Nice Guy community, screw you because we're busy, because that's certainly not the case. It is. I think we need to take a different spin on this. Hey, Doug, we're 31 minutes into the episode, and we need to cut it off and respect the time of our Nice Guy community.
And I'm hungry.
Yeah, me too. Okay, you got me on that one. All right.
All right, Steve O'Brien. Oh, wait. Nice Guy community, never underestimate the power of nice. Now, Steve O'Brien, go ahead and take us out of here.
For the Nice Guys on Business, I'm Steve O'Brien. Looks like they made it through another one. I don't know how they do it without falling asleep in the middle.